Canada adopts a Canada-EU free trade agreement, we will be truly unique in a trade liberalization sense as a country. At that point, when adopted, Canada will be the only country in the world with a trade liberalization agreement with the two largest economies in the world, the United States and Europe. So we stand to gain tremendously from this agreement. But we can't stop there. We'll take advantage of our historic and our lineage and our roots to Europe and the economy of Europe. We take advantage of the most successful trading relationship with the United States, the most successful trading relationship the world has ever seen. But of course, for us in the West, continuing to look west is critical for Canada. Next week, Prime Minister Harper will be in China for a full week with our Ministers of Trade, Finance, Foreign Affairs, Industry, Natural Resources, and others to pursue greater economic opportunities for Canada in China. Our government has had more ministerial visits to China than any government in Canada's history, and our trade relationship is on track and is indeed growing. Thanks to this persistent effort and push by Vancouver's business community, listened to by our government and delivered by our Prime Minister, we have seen incredible growth between our relationship with China. We have witnessed the growth where our exports have surged by 69.6% over the past half-decade. China is now Canada's second largest merchandise trading partner and our third largest export market. And this past year, for the first time in our history as British Columbians, China became the largest export market for British Columbia, surpassing the United States for the first time in our province's history. And this trend will continue across all of our western provinces, so to take advantage of this is something that is critical. British Columbia's wood exports to China were up from $23 million in 2001 to $794 million in 2010. We exported a record 4.5 million cubic meters of softwood lumber products to China in 2010, up 76.8% over 2009. And this growth continues to surge. June of this past year saw a record-breaking month for BC softwood lumber exports to China, with over 824,000 cubic meters exported. That's up 183.6% over volume at the same time the year before. From January to July of this past year, BC exported 4.2 million cubic meters to China, up over double from the previous year in both volume and, importantly, in value. And trade with other Asian countries is important to expand as well, including India and South Korea. Trade between India and Canada is up 73% since 2004, with exports increasing over 140% over the same time period. And as positive and as encouraging as these trends are, we know that we must do more. From the Hudson Bay Company through FTA, NAFTA, and now the Asia-Pacific Trade Agreement, Canada always has been and always will be a trading nation. Taking our obligations to continue to expand our opportunities and markets is critical. Today, over 60% of Canada's GDP is tied to our trade arrangements, and building on our successes, we will continue to push forward with trade liberalization in markets and market expansion in the coming months in China, in South Korea, in India, in Vietnam, and indeed elsewhere. So as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, our government has a very aggressive agenda ahead of us. Canadians entrusted us with a majority government, and we plan to use it. Jobs, fiscal prudence, economic growth, these are the priorities of Canadians. Canada has been a leader throughout our response to the global economic turndown, and we will remain a leader. If we strive for an enduring economic prosperity, not a fleeting short-term political victory, we will indeed be leaving a legacy that we will be very proud of for our children and grandchildren for many generations to come. Thank you very much for the opportunity to speak with you today, to give you an update on what our government is doing. I think it's indeed a very proud time to be Canadians, and we have a majority government, we are using it, and Canada will be the stronger for it. Thank you very much.